17 years, 16 bombs, 8 deaths, 1 man, living in the darkness. No one knew who he was. No one could catch him. America held its breath as a phantom waged war against progress itself. May 26, 1978, Northwestern University. A package arrives, innocent-looking. Inside, devastation. The first bomb detonates, a security guard's hands, torn apart. The Unabomber is born. Packages, always packages, always bombs. They came to offices, universities, homes, each one more sophisticated than the last. The killer, he was evolving, learning, becoming unstoppable. The FBI was desperate. They assembled a task force, the brightest minds in law enforcement. But they were hunting a ghost. No eyewitnesses, no fingerprints, no clues, just carnage. Behind the bombs, a mind, a rare intellect. Ted Kaczynski, a mathematical prodigy who saw the world differently. At 16, he was already in university. At 25, teaching at Berkeley. But something fractured inside him. He withdrew from society, from people, from civilization itself. By 1971, Kaczynski disappeared into Montana's wilderness. No electricity, no running water, just solitude. In that cabin, darkness took form. Kaczynski wrote, page after page, thousands of words, a manifesto, a declaration of war, against technology, against the system, against everything modern civilization represented. His logic was twisted, but coherent. He believed technology enslaved humanity, that modern society corrupted the human spirit. Violence was justified, necessary. It was the only language the world understood. Each bomb was a statement, a message wrapped in copper and explosives. He targeted the architects of technology, computer scientists, engineers, corporate leaders. No mercy, no exceptions. 17 years. The FBI pursued him relentlessly. They called it Unabomber, unidentified bomber. Thousands of leads, millions of hours, billions of dollars. But he remained invisible. But patterns always emerge. Behavioral experts noticed something. This killer was methodical, obsessive. He was leaving clues intentionally, almost begging to be understood. In 1995, Kaczynski made an ultimatum. Publish my 35,000-word manifesto, or the bombs continue. The newspapers faced an impossible choice. Report his words, or watch more people die. They published it. His words spread across America. Everyone read them, analyzed them, debated them. And somewhere, in that manifesto, lay the seeds of his own destruction. His brother, David, read those words, and something shattered inside him. The phrasing, the obsessions, the ideology. It was unmistakable. It was Ted. A terrible decision. Report your own brother to the FBI, a choice that would haunt him forever. David contacted authorities. The hunt was finally over. April 3rd, 1996. Federal agents surrounded the cabin in the Montana wilderness. Theodore Kaczynski stood. No resistance. The ghost was finally cornered. Inside the cabin, evidence everywhere. Bomb components, detailed plans, his manifesto. Years of meticulous work. The mind of a killer. Completely exposed. Ted Kaczynski, the Unabomber, sat in a cell. A man who shaped American history, who held an entire nation hostage with his intellect. Now, confined, powerless. The courtroom was packed. Media frenzy, public obsession. Everyone wanted answers. Everyone wanted to understand how a genius became a monster. Was he insane or brilliant? The distinction blurred. Psychiatrists testified. Evidence was presented. But no one could truly understand the mind that created such devastation. But the real testimony came from survivors, victims, families destroyed, people whose lives were forever altered. Their pain was undeniable. Negotiations happened behind closed doors. Would he face death penalty? Would he spend life imprisoned? The decision would shape the entire case. Life imprisonment without parole. 8 counts of murder, dozens of attempted murders. Ted Kaczynski would die in prison. His war was over. But the story didn't end there. Kaczynski continued writing, from his cell, philosophizing, defending his actions. The genius never truly silenced. America became obsessed. Books were written, documentaries produced, films made. The Unabomber became cultural phenomenon, a twisted celebrity. Intellectuals debated his ideas. Were any valid? Was he a prophet or a murderer? The line between genius and insanity remained impossibly blurred. Ironically, technology expanded exponentially after his arrest. The internet revolutionized society. Everything he warned against accelerated. His prophecy came true anyway. Kaczynski's final demand seemed fitting. Complete isolation. No communication. No visitors. He created his own prison within the prison. Experts dissected his mind. Early trauma, the Harvard experiments, family rejection, a recipe for destruction. But understanding didn't change the outcome. He wrote to journalists, philosophers, the public. His letters continued spreading ideas. Even imprisoned, he wielded influence. Even caged, he remained dangerous. David Kaczynski lived with guilt. He saved lives, but destroyed his family. The weight of that decision never lifted. Betrayal and redemption intertwined forever. How many people might he have killed? How long would the bombings have continued? The questions haunt investigators forever. 17 years seemed both endless and too short. Law enforcement worried. Would others follow? Would his manifesto inspire new attackers? The Unabomber became template, a roadmap for ideological violence. The decision to publish his manifesto haunted editors forever. Did they create a monster by amplifying his voice? Was journalism complicit in his power? Decades passed. The Unabomber aged in solitary confinement. His body weakened, but his mind remained sharp. Still writing, still convinced he was right. Would he eventually be executed? Would he die in prison? His fate remained uncertain. But certainty was unnecessary. He'd already achieved permanence in American dark history. Young people studied him, debated him, his ideology, found new audiences. The internet gave his ideas unlimited reach. Distance couldn't diminish his influence. No remorse, no repentance. He never apologized, never acknowledged suffering. His narcissism was absolute. He remained fundamentally unrepentant. 17 years. That's how long one man paralyzed America. How one brilliant mind turned genius into devastation. A reminder that intellect, without conscience, is terrifying. But the story continues. Even now, his words still circulate. His ideas still resonate. The Unabomber didn't die when he was captured. He evolved. He endured. And somewhere in the darkness, he's still writing.